So, which came first? The 501st Legion in the movies or the 501st Legion costuming group? The answer might surprise you. It surprised me. I'm going to tell you all about it today on Darth Rage Reviews.
Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Greetings, Force fans, and welcome to another episode of Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force. So, got an informative, somewhat fun video today. Before I get to the fun stuff, I want to get to business. So, business at hand, guys. This is where I am at on the Mando helmet build. This is primed, sanded. Going to have a little bit of glazing spot putty to put on next. And then I think we're about ready for paint. I've got the face shields ordered. They are on the way. So this is my 3,000 subscriber giveaway. If you guys want to be entered, step one is to make sure you're subscribed. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because step two is once I hit 3,000, I'll launch a giveaway video. And step two is you comment on that video and you're entered. That's it. 2 easy steps. Step three, make sure your subscriptions are public. So I know that you're subscribed to me. But that's it, guys. Getting close. 3,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm going to give away. It won't look like this. It'll look like a real Mandalorian helmet when I'm done with it. But coming up, so make sure you're subscribed. All right. So that out of the way, guys. As you know, I built my 501st Clone Trooper. Yeah, I know. Let's just look at it for a minute. It's so pretty. And I'm going to, once I complete it, it's not 100% yet. I still have to finish the belt, and I still need to add the back plate in. But once I get those two things done, I am going to submit this for 501st Legion approval. And so recently, I started kind of looking into and researching the 501st Legion, and I found out something that actually really surprised me, because I kind of had it all wrong. So in Star Wars canon, the 501st Legion is Vader's fist. That's the group of stormtroopers that were with Vader at all times. They started as the 501st Legion clone troopers that, again, followed Anakin Skywalker. In the films, they were the ones that marched on the Jedi temples, and they've got, the 501st Legion has that trademarked blue, thing, which, man, I wish somebody would kind of go back, and I'd love to see stormtroopers with the different, Legion paint scheme. I think that'd be really cool. But to see, like a stormtrooper with the 501st blue, that'd be pretty badass. So, in Star Wars canon, that's who the 501st Legion is. So I guess I kind of assumed that the costuming group took their name, the 501st Legion, from that Star Wars canon. But it's the opposite. So the 501st Legion costuming group was started by a guy named Albin Johnson. I'll pop his picture up here so you guys can take a look at this beautiful gentleman. In 1997-ish, I think it was 1997, and he was in Columbia, South Carolina. So the re-releases of Star Wars, were coming out, and this was just before the prequels were kind of getting ramped up. But for the re-releases of the Star Wars movies, for The Empire Strikes Back, he decided to dress up as a full-on stormtrooper and go to this premiere. And he did one, and then for Return of the Jedi, he had a buddy that did another one, and that's kind of where it began. He then started a GeoCities site, for those of you that are old like me, and it was called Detention Block 2551. And they encouraged people to kind of submit pictures and turn in pictures, and it quickly grew and quickly expanded, and they realized they needed to kind of come up with some type of overarching moniker for all this. So he wanted to bring something in that was, had a real world military feel, but wasn't necessarily going to trample on actual real world military common. So they came up with the term Legion, which was, that Roman legions. And it actually kind of panned out because on rewatching Return of the Jedi, he noticed that the Emperor refers to the fact that he has legions on, or two of his finest legions down on Endor. So it actually kind of was canon. So they went with that, and then just really wanted a number that sounded cool, which is why they went with the 501. He wanted to do it as a blanco something, so he went with 501st. He was a little bit scared because at the time Levi's 501 buttonfly, jeans were really popular, and he was afraid that they were going to kind of be monikered into this, the buttonfly troopers. But the 501st stick, they didn't really, stick with calling them the 501s. They called them the 501st. So that came about. 1997 kind of was the real creation of it. And then in 2007, George Lucas was made the Grand Marshal of the Rose Bowl Tournament of Roses parade, all that shit. He flipped the coin at the bowl game, and they had a couple floats in there, and they actually brought in 200 troopers from the 501st Legion from all around the world to march in this parade with the Grambling State Band out of Louisiana. They were all dressed in Imperial Legion officers. Actually, I'm going to put a link in the description to a really cool video about this parade. And it was at this parade that Albin Johnson was able to meet with Lucas and explain to him, hey, this is what we're doing. We want to offer a really cool quality, up to movie standard quality experience for charitable events. And they entered into an agreement with Lucas to actually become officially licensed, as long as, basically they didn't do anything bad or make money using these characters. So there's guidelines by which they can or cannot, appear with these characters, and you can't make money off of it. But they entered into agreement that still stands today. So how did the 501st Legion costuming group make it into the films and into canon? It started with Timothy Zahn in one of his books. Was the first time that he actually officially made them Vader's fist and made them the Legion that kind of followed Vader. Then that followed suit with, I think, a couple other books, and then actually in the movies, they incorporated them, the 501st Legion, into the films with Revenge of the Sith. And that's just got to be a really cool honor to have something that you created in the real world make it into Star Wars canon. And two, I feel like it's almost so, make it in and make it so concrete that me, being a lifelong Star Wars fan, didn't realize that it was the fan group that created it first, and then the movies and the canon copied that. So I thought that was really cool. So diving into that rabbit hole that is the internet and looking up information on Albin Johnson, I actually ran across another really touching story, and I've put a link into this video that, guys, you have to go watch this. I do warn you, it will make you cry. And it's kind of another instance of real life making it into the movies. So Albin had several daughters. One of his daughters, Katie, was diagnosed with a terminal cancer. I think it was a brain cancer. Really, really awful cancer. From diagnosis to when she passed away, it was 8 months, I think. So she, of course, loves Star Wars, being, the daughter of a guy that created a costuming group for Star Wars. So he decided that one of her favorite scenes was R2-D2 watching over Padme in Attack of the Clones, where the bounty hunter sends in the little centipede thing to kill her, and R2's watching over her while she sleeps. She really loved that scene. So Albin thought, man, this would be a cool thing if I could do, basically build her an R2-D2 droid. So he reached out to his friends in the different R2-D2 build groups, and they built her a pink R2-D2. His other daughter came up with the name, why not, let's call it R2-KT. And KT for Katie, and it's basically named after her. So they got this thing kind of rush built for her, and she managed to have it. She'd go to her treatments and come back, and that R2 unit would be there in her room with her, watching over her. really, really good video, guys. I mean, seriously, after you watch this, please go and watch that. You'll really love it. But it gets better. So then Dave Filoni in the Clone Wars, I think it was season 5, actually added R2-KT to one of the episodes. You see her there next to R2-D2. So she then became canon. And take it one step further, J.J. Abrams, when he was making episode 7, actually flew the real R2-KT unit out to the set in England, and you can see it in the movie. You can see her there. She's kind of rolling behind the X-Wing. So she made it into an actual film as well. So really cool, really touching story. And I think it's neat. It's 2 little pieces that I kind of found out as I was researching the 501st Legion. These guys they're the bad guys that do good. And it's founded by a guy that really understands the mission, and I think really has used Star Wars to do good in the world. And that's something I think that I aspire for, and something I think that most of the people that watch this kind of aspire to. And that's half the reason we love Star Wars. So I wanted to share that with you today, guys. It was something that I found out that surprised me, and I thought it might surprise you, and I thought you might enjoy hearing that little story. Again, I can't encourage you guys enough. Go check out the 2 videos that I've linked here. One to the Tournament of Roses parade in 2007, and one to the story on Albin Johnson and his daughter, KT. So that's all I have for you today, guys. As always, we're doing this for the Republic, for the 501st Legion. I am Darth Rage. This is Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.